everybody, this is Chad the Gaming Dad back with you once again, and this time we're talking about the new PlayStation Plus plans that just came out. This is Sony's answer, I guess, to Game Pass from Xbox. Now, I had Game Pass on my Xbox for a while and on my PC, and it's pretty good, but there were certain things that, I don't know, after a while I just kind of didn't play it anymore. And I got it right when Halo came out because I wanted to play that online. I did for a little bit, but it just didn't sink my teeth in. My teeth didn't sink. I didn't sink my teeth. It didn't sink its teeth into me. And so anyways, got rid of that because didn't really play it all that much. And I actually did find a way to get myself a PlayStation 5. Do a review about that later. But right now, today, we're just going to be talking about this new PS Plus that's come out, and there's going to be a few different tiers to it. I'm sure you guys already know the new PlayStation Plus plans start off with what you already had, and I think they're calling that Essential, and it's what you already had where you get a couple of games a month that are free until you cancel your subscription and get you the online play and some discounts in the store, stuff like that. That's the PS Plus that we've had for some time now. I think it comes with the cloud storage for saves and things like that. So that doesn't really change, and the price of that isn't terrible. You get a better deal with Sony if you buy it by the year as opposed to the monthly fee. I'll have it up on the screen right here. There's your prices for everything. Now, here's the thing that's really cool is most of us already had PlayStation Plus, to play online and things like that. What they're doing is right now, since this just rolled out, you can jump on and upgrade it. My upgrade takes me through the end of December because that just happens to be when I got my PlayStation Plus. So the end of December, I'll have to renew for the whole year. But between now, which it's June, middle of June through December, it's going to be a few months. It winds up being $30, like a little over $30 for just a couple months so that I can test this thing out. And honestly, it's a really great way to see if you like it for me. Because like I said, I had Game Pass, the Xbox Game Pass, and tried a bunch of things on there, but it just wasn't, there wasn't enough coming out, new stuff that was going to be on there. So I'm trying the PlayStation thing. I've always been more of a PlayStation guy anyway. Not that I'm a fanboy or anything, but just kind of gravitated towards the PlayStation stuff, with the exception of the original Xbox. Really liked the original Xbox instead of the PS2, just because it was the latest, greatest thing, man. It did HD. It was pretty sweet. And it had Xbox Live and all of that cool stuff. So they were a little ahead of the curve back then. But other than that, I've been mostly a PlayStation person, and I really like all the PS1 and 2 games. So let's go back through it here real quick. Now, if you get the better plans, there's the Extra, which is the middle plan, and that gets you a bunch of other games besides just your regular stuff that you get every month from PS Plus. But then if you go all the way up to the top end, then it starts to give you the classics, and that's where I really wanted to give this a try because I really love my PS1 games, and actually there's one of them on here that I really like, Hot Shots Golf. If you guys haven't played Hot Shots Golf before, you really need to go ahead and give this one a try, especially if you get the new PS Plus, because then you can just download it and give it a try. This is great. This was what I think originally it was called Everybody's Golf, and they've had a whole bunch of them since then, all the way up through now. And this is where it all started with Hot Shots. In America, it was called Hot Shots Golf. Other places was Everybody's Golf. But this one's tough. It's really tough. I love playing this. It's just super cool. And here's something that's really awesome that I needed to test out when it came to this PS Plus, because when I first heard about it, they were saying that these games, the PS1 games, were going to be the PAL version, which in North America, we're not used to that. It's different frame rate. It doesn't work really well. And some of the voices would be different. Some of the graphics would be slightly different. So I'm happy to say this looks like it's the NTSC version, the North America version that we are used to, or that I'm used to. It plays really well, sounds good, looks good, And the cool thing is I wasn't sure if you were going to have a lot of options. It's super nice. They give you a few different aspect ratios to choose from. You know, you can make it pixel perfect or whatever you want. I seem to like to play it just stretched out, fill up my whole screen, and that's fine. And then you also get to decide whether you want to have like classic graphics or modern. I think it sort of smooths it out a little bit. But the one I like is the one that gives you scan lines. It's like a retro look. And it's pretty cool because even on my big screen, I got a big TV. It's stretched out all the way across the whole thing with the scan lines and all that. It actually looks pretty good. Kind of similar to a CRT, what you're used to with the PS1 game. So I'm super happy with this one. Been playing it a bunch. This is one of the few. There's a couple of them that do and a couple of them that don't, but this is one of the ones that has trophy support. So now, I used to play this a long time ago, and I wanted to unlock all the characters and all the courses and stuff, but now, as you're doing that, you can earn yourself all the way up to a platinum trophy, which is pretty cool for a PS1 game. Real nice. That one's on here. Siphon Filter's another one that I was playing, and it also has trophies. Didn't try a whole lot of the other ones, to be honest with you. A lot of the other ones weren't the best. It's a decent starting point, and I really hope this is a starting point and that they're going to go ahead and add more as we go, because I'd love to see like the original Metal Gear. Heck, I may even do a video on, I got a bunch of PS1 games right over there that are some of my all-time favorites, stuff that I hope winds up on the PS Plus so that everybody can try it out, because it really plays well. It's easy to play, and with the PS5 controller, you know, you're not getting any of this haptic feedback or any of the other bells and whistles that the PS5 can do, but everything just runs so smoothly. Nice controller, fits well in your hands. Again, we'll do a review on the PS5 soon, but right now just talking about this PS Plus. So the PS1 side of things is looking pretty good, and those games you do download, as well as the PS2 games. I haven't really tried a bunch of PS2 games, but it's not the greatest selection of PS2 games. Now, unless you haven't been purchasing stuff, a lot of these things like the Jak games, Jak and Daxter and stuff, I had already purchased those over the years on my PS4, and so that's the other nice thing with the PS5. You can just transfer anything that you already purchased, you can just download onto that system. So that's already in there. So I haven't played a bunch of PS2 games, but I expect them to be just as good as the PS1. Now, the real question on everybody's mind when it comes to the PS Plus is the PS3 games. There's a lot. They got a lot of PS3 games in here that you can choose from. Some really good ones. But how do they play? You can't download them. You can't put them on your system. You have to actually stream them. Well, what I did was I have a copy of Infamous 2. I have tons and tons of PS3 games. So I grabbed Infamous 2 and I played it on my PS3 and recorded it as best I could. And it is only at 720p, I think, is what that puts out for the PS3. So you can take a look at that. And now here's the same, basically the same zone, just the beginning of the game, played streaming through the PS5, the PS3 game. And I was expecting it to be a little laggy, and I was expecting a little bit of, you know, how when your internet kind of goes up and down, you'll get that distortion, the digital breakup or whatever they call it. I didn't see a whole lot of that. It actually ran pretty smoothly, and I'm happy to say, just comparing the video here of showing the recording that I took out of the PS5, which is, it's putting it out, I think, at a 1080p, and then the PS3 is only at 720p. They look pretty similar. They look pretty good. Every now and then, I think the frame rate does a little bit of this on the streaming, but goes up and down. But I don't know. You put them together, you split it right down the middle, and it really doesn't look too bad. So a lot of people's concerns with the PS3 games and the streaming of them. Now later on, hopefully we'll get an emulator that they'll put in a firmware update for the PS5, and then you can just download it and play it straight through without having to stream it. But something else to keep in mind on this too is that the only discs that'll work on a PlayStation 5 are PS5 discs and PS4. So far, you can't just put a PS1 disc in a PS2 or PS3. Even though they're playable through the PS Plus in various ways, there's no way to just throw a disc in. I hope they get that someday too. That would be really cool. As long as you have a decent internet connection. I've got a pretty good cable internet around here where I live, so I'm lucky in that regard. And so for me, it works pretty well. Now, if your cable or your internet is not the best, you might have varying results with that. That's the problem with the streaming. But so far, so good for what I can tell. So anyways, just wanted to get on here real quick and just tell you a little bit about the new plan. And I think it's not really a bad deal. I'm going to have to see what happens. I'm still kind of in that trial period where I'm going to try it out for the next couple months because it was only $30 to upgrade till December. So I'm going to give it a try, see how it goes, and see what they add. There's a bunch of games that are also on there for the PS4 and the PS5. So that's nice if you don't already have those games. But me personally, I pretty much bought all of the ones that I wanted to play already on those systems because, been buying stuff for years and years. But not everybody goes out and buys every single thing when it comes out. So maybe there's a bunch of games on here that you would like to play that this will save you the bucks. You won't have to go out and buy them. The top end PS Plus is $120 a year. So for the cost of, I was going to say 2 games, but if you're talking about the new gen, the current gen games being $70 a piece, brand new, that's actually less than 2 games for the whole year. And if they put a few new ones on there, as well as giving you a lot of these old ones to play, I think it's hilarious. I'm sitting here with a PS5 and I'm playing PS1 games on it all afternoon long. But yeah, that's a meme all in itself. Buys PS5 to play PS1 games. But yeah, it's not a bad setup. Not a bad offering of titles. And as long as they support it and keep adding new stuff to it and don't take away things too quickly. I've heard that maybe Red Dead Redemption 2 is already going to be coming off, is what I heard. Stuff like that kind of makes you not really sure if you want to keep it or not. Problem is, they're trying to get you to buy it for a whole year, because if you buy the top end for a whole year, it's $120. That's only $10 a month. Pretty good with math, right? So anyway, $10 a month isn't bad, but if you find you just don't want it halfway through, you're kind of locked in. Otherwise, it goes up. I think it's something like 15 or maybe even a couple bucks more than 15. I'm only looking at it for the whole year. I'm probably going to get it for the whole year. But yeah, take a look at it. I just wanted to jump on real quick, tell you guys what I thought about this stuff, show you a couple comparison things with what they look like, and maybe this will help you decide whether you want to give it a whirl. But that's all I got for you right now. So till next time, remember, you never outgrow video games. My name's Chad the Gaming Dad, and we'll see you on the next one. So long, everybody. Hey, thanks everybody for sticking with me and watching the entire video. I hope you liked it. The best way to help out the channel is to leave a like, leave a comment, and tell your friends. If you'd like to support the channel further, there are links in the description. But otherwise, always remember that you never outgrow video games. My name's Chad the Gaming Dad, and we'll see you on the next one. So long, everybody.